One Republic, Counting Stars. It's a Thursday and it is 7 o'clock, and once more, we welcome you to the 7 o'clock show. Good evening, I'm Paul.
I'm Trudy.
How are you?
I'm really good. I love that track. I've been bopping in the studio. Look at us.
One Republic, Counting Stars. Big track.
One Republic?
One Republic. They're kind of normally quite soft, like acoustic guitar stuff, but I like that tune.
Me too.
We have a very special guest tonight, which we'll get to very shortly. But first, how are you doing, Trudes?
I'm very good, thank you very much.
Normally we say, oh God, it's been a long week, woe is us, and all that stuff. But actually, it feels like Tuesday to me.
Does it?
I feel like so much has happened this week. It's gone so quickly that actually I'm thinking, it's Friday
Good
tomorrow?
Grief, no, it's the end of the week and it's wet and rainy.
It is wet and rainy.
Sorry, obsessed about the weather yet again.
Don't worry, if you are wondering what the weather's going to do on the weekend, tomorrow our show.
It's going to be wet and rainy.
You've just ruined tomorrow's show. We have a feature in tomorrow's show called Weather the Weather with Trudy Kerr. Check us out. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow. Anyway, welcome to the show. Music coming up tonight. We've got some R.E.M. We've got... I know.
Oh, man, alive.
Guess what else we've got?
Tell me.
Inner Circle. Ah la 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 long. No. We've also got some Bastille we've thrown in there. Bit of Snap. We're going back in time tonight.
Gideon!
And also Wilkinson and Afterglow as well. We've also got, as it's a Thursday, as we do every Thursday, an exclusive and very special guest in the house. A massive one tonight. And we've also got a year of request. T2.
Wasn't born then.
Again.
Oh, no, sorry. I was born then.
No, you were 3?
Oh, 4.
4. 1992, I was 12. It's funny how the age difference between us changes each year.
I have no idea when I was born.
You need to work that out and stick to it.
I need to ask my mum and dad, see if they remember.
1992, I was 12. Massive year for music, and I was chatting to our guest outside, and he was telling me that actually this is a big year for music in more music. Then let's get round to our exclusive special guest. Okay, we'll kick things off with Wilkinson and Afterglow.
Nice.
Wilkinson, Afterglow. It's One Radio 92.7. Good evening. It's a Thursday. The weekend is almost here, but before that happens, we're welcoming you to the 7 o'clock show. Hi, I'm Paul.
I'm Trudy.
I can't speak tonight.
I can speak.
You speak for me.
Okay.
I'll do what you do. What's that again?
Oh, ouch.
So listen, that was a joke. So welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. And of course, it's a Thursday. And every Thursday, we have an exclusive special guest in the studio tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give a big, warm Maltese welcome to One Radio's very own Mr. Joe Tanti. Joe, welcome to the show.
Do I speak now?
You can speak now.
You're allowed now.
I'm allowed now.
Joe, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in, because we know that you're on early here at One Radio, aren't you?
I'm living here these days.
And you had me on your the hours
Hang on a
to
second.
see you again.
Hang on a second. How come you had him and not me?
I know you're probably in Sicily or something.
Yes.
That needs an explanation.
We'll go into that later. But
Right.
but what my point is, thanks for coming in, mate. Really
Thank you. It's a
appreciate it.
pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Great to have you here.
Pleasure.
So listen, when did you start here at One Radio?
Here at One Radio?
Yeah.
Oh, 2004, 3.
Really? 2003? You've been here.
I think. I'm not
You've
sure.
been here a few
I think
years
so.
then.
I've been here forever now. I stopped for a year. Then I
Right.
came back. Something like that. A year.
You work a full day as well, so this is like an extra job for you doing the radio. We've spent some time together off air. You get up really early, you're into your exercise. You have long hours.
Not yet.
So listen, so thank you for coming in. We're also
Pleasure.
talking about our year of request tonight, which you chose as 1992.
Yes.
We're going to be looking at some of the music and some of the films from that year as well. And now I'm going to hand you over to the very capable hands of Miss Trudy Kerr. Are they capable?
I don't know. I'm not sure, are they?
I got a few numbers I can call to ask.
So the year of request this year is 1992. We're going to be having a look at that. I'm going to be asking you some Trudy.
That's right. So this
I heard about this for so Trudy.
Well, I'm pleased you heard about it, because it's all about you tonight. Okay.
Forgive me if you don't like the answer.
You heard it here first on One Radio.
I need to go and completely rewrite the questions if he's going to tell us the whole truth.
Joe Tanti reveals all on the 7 o'clock show.
And my boys are listening, so I'm going to be very.
So we'll keep it
Right.
professional.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's not after the watershed yet, anyway. anyway, so we have to be relatively professional, don't we?
Right, professional.
Also talking about the year 1992?
Let's run that one past. It's 1992.
What happened last week, Joe, is I prepped the wrong year. So it was supposed to be 1987, wasn't it? And I prepped 1986. Complete disaster.
It was fantastic.
We worked our way through it.
We did.
We worked.
It was very, very good.
I've got some great songs from the year, which we'll go into a little bit later. Let's talk about Joe.
Yeah. Right. So, first of all, I have a question for you. Okay.
Next, please. Go on.
We actually talked about this before we came on air, because my first question for you is, oh my giddy aunt, you have a Wikipedia page about you. How do you get to have a Wikipedia page about you? Because I went and did my research before the interview.
Did you pay someone to?
Did you write it? And then Paul tells me as we're prepping for the show, he's like, no, you can just write your own Wikipedia page.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think so, but they
happened?
won't. I don't know if they allow it. It goes through a lot of...
They've got some kind of filter process.
Yeah, filter. It disappears and then they warn you and everybody knows you're being warned.
Yeah.
But there's...
Have you read it? The Wikipedia page about you?
I don't know what's on it right now. I read it when it came out.
Can I tell you, it's a tiny bit short.
Yeah.
So I would go and add a few things to it, and it's it needs a little bit more.
I'd like
but I'm not
detail.
into much of that. I know there's a lot of articles on it.
Joe.
Go on then.
You have a Wikipedia page. You're like insanely famous.
Also, Joe, what you can do is just lie. Just say, yeah, went to the moon, had a number one world hit. You know.
Yeah, you can invent. Every time but when I get into Wikipedia and I read about any superstar, they're all amazingly good, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm sure they write.
It's like he was the most successful
13-and-a-half-year-old
in the history of 13-and-a-half-year-olds hits in Pennsylvania or something like that.
Exactly. Only the good stuff, basically.
No, and some of the good stuff is ridiculous.
I know.
I'm going to ask you a question that I got from Wikipedia.
Right.
So you've been on in radio since 1987 when you were 28. Am I right?
Something like that.
Look at that. Wikipedia.
We're supposed to ask before we give away the age.
Sorry.
Right? No?
He's only 21.
87. I was 7.
I was
You were
born
7.
then.
Yeah.
I was 7 once.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I wasn't
When
born
I
then.
got the house key.
So I'm asking you, if you've been in radio since 1987, how did you get involved in it? How did it happen? How did you become a radio DJ?
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
Or can I not tell you? Can I tell you a secret?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I never wanted to sing in a band, and that's it.
What kind of?
Well, we're called necromancer then.
Ooh.
Necromancer.
I know.
Cool.
How
That's cool.
doomed
Can't
and-
imagine you doing the. It's called the.
We weren't like, I don't know.
With the hair when they go swish it round. I
Not
can't remember
like
what
that,
it's.
no.
Can I point that out? Good date for the week after. How they managed to do that, I've no idea.
I don't
Well, there you
know.
are.
I don't know. But listen, guys, I got to interrupt you already. Stay with us all night. We're here till 8:15.
Yeah,
I was getting worried there. What's this all night thing?
Joe will be with us until 8:15. Loads coming up. Loads of great music here on One. But first up, we've got... Actually, let's play our first 1992 track. It is... Hold on a second. It is House of Pain. Remember it? And Jump Around. Oh yeah!
Here we go!
Oh yeah! 1992. Jump. Thank you for choosing it. I'm very
Well,
pleased.
thank you. You're very welcome.
We got more music coming up from the year as well a little bit later. And we're also going to be looking at, like I said, the film. I'm very looking forward to the films. Joe, what we do is I list the top 10 films from the year and I ask you, have you seen them? Would you watch them again?
Right.
So it's quite, and there's some great films of the year. Also, we're going to do some music as well a little bit later, but we've got to move forward. We've got Bastille, Things We Lost in a Fire, plus we'll be talking more to One Radio's very...
Dust, all that I adore.
7:30 on a Thursday night for the 7 o'clock show. Good evening, I'm Paul.
I'm Trudy.
And we're with Joe Tanti. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Anyway, so before we had all that music, we were talking to you. Trudy, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you with
thanks
the
so
music.
much
No
for that.
problem.
So I am. We got to the point where you were headbanging.
Right.
Take us from headbanging through to radio.
Well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in a band, so
Right.
Yeah.
I was in a band, and
A
but, you know,
doom metal band.
well, a heavy metal band.
Heavy metal.
And then we
Can I
went
just
into
ask, did you have long hair?
Well, not that long.
Okay, fair enough.
And did you
Long as
sing
Paul's, I think.
or sing or play an instrument? Joe?
I do both.
Right.
I play guitar, I play flute. The village square one Christmas, and the parish priest comes up and he goes, "You guys are always playing guitar and in the piazza." And I said, "How would you like to play for the Christmas party of Santa Lucia?" I said, "Form a band." I said, "Look, form a band." So we formed a band.
Brilliant.
We were 7 guitars.
Yeah.
And we sang "My Sweet Lord" or something like that. I
Oh,
forgot
my
really.
goodness.
I mean, it was a church party, you know.
And you had
And
3 miles of long hair between you.
7 guitar players playing "My Sweet Lord," and our sweet Lord came down and said, "Forget it." And he said, "At least 1 guitar only, or 2 most, but 7 guitars.
7
It's
is-
not going to work, boys. You know,
But
I'm not sweet anymore."
Did you have drums as well and bass?
And then we got a drummer, and someone got a keyboard from his father or something, and
Very
somebody else
cool.
borrowed drums from I don't know where, and we just formed this noise.
Okay.
This noise.
We formed this noise, and we called it a band.
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't work much, you know. And we had 2 concerts, one of which we were heavily attacked. Get off the stage!
No.
Oh, no
After
way.
the second number, you know, like.
Like
And,
rotten.
you know, and the organizer said, "Can you just walk out from the back door and run home?" And that was our, that was our band
Not a
history there.
massive success.
And that was the history. That's not on Wikipedia now.
Okay.
That's not Wikipedia.
No.
I'm going to put it up there.
Well, go on then. And so the band finished, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I went, what am I going to do with myself now? So the next thing was writing about bands.
wow.
So I became a journalist.
Oh, wow.
And I was writing about bands. And then this presenter said, "Listen, you write about bands. How about coming on my show and talk about the bands you write about?"
Yeah.
So I did. And that's how I started radio.
Next thing,
And-
national radio hero, and have
And
been
then-
ever since.
Well, then the guy said, "Listen, your voice isn't bad for radio. How would you like to do radio?" And I went, "What's it all about?" And then,
yeah.
well, you open the microphone and you talk.
Yeah. You stay in a room on
Can
your
I play
own,
songs?
and you talk into a black stick, basically.
Right. So I went on Radio Malta then. It was the only radio.
Ah,
station.
yes,
It was
yes.
1987. Something like that.
Right.
87. And I haven't stopped since. It was, in the
How
beginning, it was just
fantastic.
a guess,
Mate,
like
what a-
I'm here. And
That's an amazing story, Joe. No idea that you had all these other talents as well. This is what we love about this show, getting to know the real person behind, the public persona, if you like. How
I'm
interesting.
going to send
Well,
you
I
a new
know-
voice now.
I know something about Joe. Is it time for false or true?
Let's do
yet?
False or Trudy
gonna
right
do False
now.
or Trudy
So
now?
I would quickly explain the feature for those who have just joined us and maybe haven't listened to the show before. Trudy has a possible fact that she asked myself and you out there. You can take part in the competition. Can't win anything, but you can take part. A possible fact about Joe tonight.
It's about Joe tonight.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to put on my Maura Stewart voice.
There we are.
And so this evening's False or Trudy is that Joe actually has 2 surnames. His surname is Double Barrel.
It's a double barrel, so it's something hyphen something.
It certainly is. But
Is
Joe
it?
only uses the first part.
Which is Tanti, right?
His...
Otherwise...
I will finish my sentence. Oh, Gordon
Can I
Bennett.
laugh? I can't
So-
laugh.
I'm just excited,
Let
sorry.
me run this one past you again. Joe has a double-barreled surname. He only uses the first part, which is Tanti. The double-barreled part of the surname is Joe Tanti Top Lady.
Tanti top...
Top. Sorry.
That's not very...
Tanti top
That's not
lady.
very
right.
nice.
No, I'm not laughing at
Go
Joe.
on, then. Is it
You caught me unawares. Sorry.
So let me say that again.
Yeah.
Joe Tanti has a double-barreled surname. He only uses the first part. The double-barreled part of the surname is Top Lady. So Joe's full name is Joe Tanti Top Lady.
Fantastic.
Is that false or true, D?
False or Trudy? It's a difficult one tonight. What you can do is get in touch on the email live@one.com.mt, on the SMS 5061 5011. It's 58 cents.
Or you can bob us on facebook.com/One Radio Malta.
Yeah, what a great. I'm actually interested to know the answer, although I'm going to make a guess by when Trudy was saying that just then, something happened to the corner of her mouth. And I thought, she's given it away. You know when people play poker and they have a tell? They have a tell. This is what Trudy has.
I was trying not to laugh at you, laughing at poor Joe. No wonder he doesn't use the second part of his surname.
Love it. We're also talking 1992.
Right.
We were chatting, Joe, a bit earlier. You told me that this is the year that all the additional radio stations opened in Malta.
Pluralism.
Yes.
This is when every other radio station opened. It was before 92.
We had Radio Malta.
It was just Radio Malta.
Yeah.
And then in 92, Bay and Island Town.
No, we don't swear.
Right. No, they all opened.
Don't swear on the radio.
Smash and whatever.
Okay.
That's okay. I mean, this is history.
No, of course. 1992.
Everyone had the permits to open radio stations.
All right, so I've got some music from the year 1992. I want you to tell me if you know what it is, okay? So who's the artist? Ain't nobody else, I love you, she's lying.
Oh, I know this one. Do you know this one?
Yes.
1992.
Go on.
Go on then. Who, me? Do I say it?
Yep.
Jimmy?
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, Jimmy Nail.
Jimmy?
Oh, yes it is.
The guy from Alfie the Same Pet, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yes it was. Didn't he do that awful
Very
dreadful
depressed
song?
person, wasn't he? Crocodile Tears.
That's right, Crocodile Tears.
That's
Every
the
song was a
dreadful, awful song.
depressing, she left me, she lied.
He was an actor. He shouldn't be singing. Anyway, so another one of the year. Barcelona! Freddie Mercury and the big... I didn't mean big. I meant famous opera singer.
on.
You don't know it, Trudes? This is just your...
Sing the rest of it.
Barcelona. Don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next.
Mercury's enough. Anyway.
Easer good. It's Ebenezer Good. Yes. We won't discuss the content of the song, but Ebenezer Good by The Shaman, 1992. Also, you may remember this. Got to go down an octave.
Oh my goodness, you really have singing pants on today.
I drove all night to get to you.
Oh, that's what's his name with the glasses. He always wears dark glasses.
Often known as the Big O.
Go on then.
Oh, Orson.
Orbison.
Orbison.
God.
Thank you very much. That's Roy Orbison. Thank you, chaps, for helping me out.
No problem.
You know what colour my hair is.
One more then. This is a big song of the year. It actually was released in the year before, 91, but it sold a lot of copies in this year. I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Right said Fred.
Yeah.
Well, there you are.
At the time,
See how I know that song.
I was 12 years old.
Chose
I thought Right Said Fred was Duncan Goodhue, the famous swimmer, because they both had bald heads. See, I was only 12. I thought he's really good at singing and swimming. You know. So, anyway, we'll be looking a bit more.
You're probably doing both.
That would be so wrong, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Man,
All right, so 1992's year. Joe Tanti is in the studio. We've got some more music from that year for you. This is another huge song of the year. Snap.
Oh, I love it. Rhythm is a dance.
Rhythm is a dancer. Yeah, you're back with us, Trudes. It's One Radio, 38 minutes past 7. Good evening. It's 7 o'clock show. Myself, Paul.
And Trudy.
And Joe Tanti's here as well, joining us. We're talking 1992. Right now, Snap. Rhythm is a Dancer classic. From 1992's Snap. You can feel it, rhythm. See that?
I see what you
I
did
used
there.
to be in Snap. I was the one on the drums. There's clearly no instruments in this music, is there? It's just synthesized. Anyway, 1992, the 7 o'clock show. Good evening. Hi, I'm Paul.
I'm Trudy.
And we're joined by the radio legend that is Joe Tanti.
Oh, well, what do you know?
You know. In fact, the reason we got you on the show, Joe, is so that more people would listen to our show.
Absolutely. We've been flogging it all week.
We're talking 1992. I've got two more guesses for you, okay? So the first one is Jesus, He Knows Me. and he knows I'm right.
I know this one.
I've been talking to
on then.
Jesus all my life. Oh, yes, he knows me. Trudes.
Who?
Who
he
is
knows
it?
I'm right.
Who is it?
I know. No. I know this song.
Oh, it's Genesis.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And which leads me into a question.
Ah.
I read on Wikipedia.
You can see
She read on Wikipedia.
we do a lot of research on this show.
that you have interviewed Genesis. And just 5 minutes ago, I stopped you before you listed off a whole bunch of people that you've interviewed or been involved with. Tell me, who, how, why, who was the best? What did you do?
Well, interviewed Matt, played before, supported. There's a whole list
Right.
from 1987 to today. Let's see.
Who's the biggest that you've interviewed?
Give us some goodies.
Yeah.
The biggest I met and interviewed? I assume is Phil Collins.
Nice. Which is Genesis, of course.
No, he wasn't with Genesis then.
Ah, right. Okay.
Then I met Genesis without Phil Collins and with the Stillskin singer.
Yep.
What's Phil like? I call him Phil, obviously.
Well, Phil Collins. Let me say, what's Phil Collins?
What's
Phil
Phil
Collins goes skiing, water skiing, and he has 5 bodyguards water skiing next to him. That's what he
they
was like.
skiing alongside.
Yes,
Can
they
you imagine
ski
sending in your
alongside-
CV for that job? Yes, I'd like to be Phil Collins'
No.
bodyguard.
The bodyguards are there all the time, but they have to know if he decides to go skiing, they're going to have to
Right,
go
that's
skiing.
it.
Yeah.
He's like that. He was a bit paranoid then.
Really?
You know.
Wow.
And
And he wasn't the first
certainly-
singer in Genesis, was he? It was Peter Gabriel.
No. He was the first.
Peter
He was the
Gabriel.
drummer of Genesis, and then Peter Gabriel gave up, and then there were 3. Hence the album.
You say he's a little bit paranoid. You don't really get that from his song "Jesus, He Knows Me," do you?
I always thought that...
You get that from I Can't Dance, though.
I can't dance.
That's another one on the track.
So tell us who else.
Well, top of my head, let me see.
There's so many.
Some member from Status Quo with Saxon, Black Sabbath,
Wow.
Iron Maiden, Antonello Venditti, a lot of Italians. I toured Sicily and Naples, playing clubs. I
Wow.
played with alongside quite a number of.
So you also,
Modern
when you say
and
playing
Pete
clubs, you mean
D'Agostino and,
you mean DJing?
Sorry.
When you say playing clubs, you mean DJing?
Yes, because that followed from
Sure.
rock. In '92, I decided to do clubbing, and I started.
I love it.
I know, you decide, and this is it in life, really. You have to decide. If you're not going to decide, it's not going to work.
Absolutely.
You can't go, oh, I wish I could do
No.
that. That's only half the story.
That's
Be
it.
decisive.
The
I agree.
Yeah, the other half is, I'm going to do that. And then you actually do that.
Do you
And,
miss that, the clubbing scene?
I spent many nights in a closed club, closed
Right.
to people, mixing, so I could get into the habit of mixing, into the art of mixing music. And I had some very good teachers with me there. A guy called Namusa, for example, he was very patient, and he wanted to teach me how. So we got this Otto Tre, green and yellow, they were vinyl albums, and we just mixed those.
Oh, wow.
And I spent many nights, and in the end I learned, and then you start clubbing, and before you know it, I was
So are you still
touring
doing that? Or is that that's
no,
years
no.
gone by?
No more, no. Yeah, I didn't get too much of a buzz from that either.
Really?
I'm going to try that kind of artist.
Okay.
It's like TV and theater and acting. I wanted to try acting. I tried it. It's boring.
Hang on a
TV,
second.
no, TV
Hang
is
on
so-
a second. Hang on
Go
a
on then.
second, Joe.
Oh,
Because
brilliant.
I read on Wikipedia that you actually were into pantomime. That cannot be boring.
That
Were
was-
you one of the
Yes,
one of the ugly sisters, or were you Cinderella, or what was that?
I was
Fairy
one of three
godmother.
fairies. I was a fairy.
Was you?
Yeah.
That can't be boring,
And
being a
Sleeping
fairy.
Beauty.
So one radio exclusive.
I was in the Secret Garden. That's a completely different play, a serious play, and musicals and everything. And then came TV with Deceduti, and it was so boring.
So
Honestly, acting on stage is fine.
Sure.
I can do that. But when it gets to 24 shows, 26 shows of the same lines, then I get bored. It's my character.
Sure.
Filming is the most boring job in the world.
So is this because, and like being on radio or being on live radio is that you're there, you're live, people are listening to you right then. The same as being in theatre, being on stage. I've been on stage. You have to get it right. And if you don't get it right, you got to cover your butt real quick. So is that what you're saying? You're really into that vibe of that immediate live, everything happening
and meeting. When it's like, if this was a movie we're doing now, you'd have to say all this all over again with a camera on Paul's side, and then you have to say it all over again with a camera behind us, and all over again with a camera on you, and then a camera on me listening to you.
I'd be Iron Man if this was a movie.
We'll be here all night just filming 2 minutes of conversation, and I got bored.
Fair enough. Joe, listen, you've done radio, you've done theatre, you've DJ'd, you've done TV, you've been in a rock band, you've done lots of things in your life. I'm not going to ask you which was your favourite, because these things in our lives are from different times in our lives, so they can have different. But what if you could do any of them now? If everything else stopped, you said, I could only do one thing, what would it be?
I think I'd go to my original plan. I'd love to be in a band.
Yeah.
I'd love to be.
Why don't we form a band, guys?
I want to try.
I can only play guitar.
Theater, but if I had a chance to, I have most of my friends are people who are in bands.
I mean, I'm an expert at the Jew's harp, so I could bring that in.
I can play the harmonica.
I'm also a triangle expert,
and I've got a tambourine.
Well,
there we go.
You've got a harmonica, Trude.
I do. I have a harmonica and an electric guitar.
Start playing Stevie Nicks songs. Guys, we are flying along as usual. We must be having so much fun. Got some more music coming up. Then we're going to look at the films from 1992.
Oh, goody. I like this one.
And what I want to know is, have you seen them and would you watch them again? But first up, James Arthur on One Radio. It's 92.7. Good evening. The 7 o'clock show with me, Paul.
I'm Trudy.
And we're joined with One Radio's very own Joe Tanti. We're here till 8:15. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. 8 minutes to 8. It's One Radio. Good evening, the 7 o'clock show. Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Trudy.
And we're with Joe Tanti still until 8:15. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening again.
Thanks for joining us. And we're also in the year 1992. We had Snap, Rhythm is a Dancer earlier. Massive. I mean, 92 for me was when I got into music. It was when I started listening to music. And that song echoes memories of a distant past.
I have to tell you, I actually was living in America for a part of 1992, and I missed out on all of the good music.
What did they have over there? Like Shania Twain?
Yeah, they did. Lots of banjo playing and stuff like that. It was great.
It happens everywhere. It happened in Dublin.
What's that?
And the music, music here is totally different.
Yes.
I remember when we went up for the MTV Music Awards in Dublin. I had just won something.
Hang on a second, sorry. You were at the MTV Music Awards in Dublin, so was I.
Yeah.
What, in 1992?
I was a photographer for Sky.
1990.
Yeah,
1999, I think it was.
Yay.
I think.
No, it wasn't that late. Anyway, we'll look it up on the internet, Wikipedia it.
Good.
But thanks. Go on. Sorry, Joe.
No, really, and we were meant to play in one of these big parties in Dublin, in one of the clubs. And we went up with the stuff we had from Malta. You know, we're playing clubs right now, and we went up there. And I don't know, let's say I'm playing David Guetta, you know, today in Dublin, in this club in Dublin. During the MTV Music Awards. This is like on a Friday. This is during the MTV Music Awards.
Right.
The biggest music event of all of the, of the year. And thousands of people in these clubs. And the DJ before us was playing stuff like Snap today.
Right.
And I was looking at him and I went, this is a bit old, isn't it? And he went, oh, this is massive right now, man. Massive. I went, what, right now? He said, yeah, this is brand new here. You kidding me?
No.
So I
in Dublin. This is in Dublin.
You're not going to like my stuff because I'm playing, David but, you know.
Yeah, modern stuff that he hasn't heard
Stuff,
of.
you know what I mean? You don't know the stuff? Oh, no, that's no good here, man.
Bless
No
you,
good.
Dublin. So,
how
listen, if you want to get in touch with us tonight, you can. Live at oneradio.com.mt or 5061 5011 on the SMS. Remember, it's 58 cents.
Or you can get in touch with us on Facebook, facebook.com/One Radio Malta.
Let's quickly tell them what the false or Trudy is
Oh,
again.
yes, indeed. So, the false and Trudy this evening is Joe actually has a double-barreled surname.
Boom.
Joe only uses the first part of that double-barreled surname. His full double-barreled surname is Joe Tanti Toplady.
There you go.
Stop laughing every time I say it.
I just hope it's not. I'm hoping it's not true because I've offended Joe if it is.
Yeah, you keep laughing at his
I should say I
surname.
don't know if it's true or not. So anyway, get in touch. Let us know what you think. You don't win anything, but have some fun and don't look it up. That ruins the game.
I don't think you can. It's not on
Just have
Wikipedia.
It's not on Wikipedia, so
No,
it doesn't
there, yeah.
exist.
No.
Anyway, look, we've got to do the films from the year. It's 1992, and
Let's do
okay, so we're talking about the top 10 films from this year. Guys, I want to know, have you seen them? And if you have, would you see them again? In at number 10, 1992, top grossing films was Wayne's World. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. Seen it again? Would you see it again?
I guess.
Yeah.
Very funny. Mike
Yeah.
Myers, good work. Number 9, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Keanu Reeves, Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having trouble remembering which one it is. Because there's a few Draculas.
Silence the Lambs with a bit of teeth on it or something.
You've seen it, Joe?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Good enough to watch again?
I would, yes.
Okay, I'll have a look at that
I
tonight.
would,
I was
I would.
looking for something to do. Okay, number 8, big film of the year starring Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act. Remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see it again.
Me either.
It's a classic.
I wouldn't see it again.
Out.
No, I'm with you.
Okay, fine.
Overseen.
With Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson and Demi Moore,
Okay,
A Few
this is a
Good
good
Men.
film.
Oh.
Yes, definitely.
Good film, is it? And
I have
of course you have
breakfast
to watch it
5
again.
meters away
And it-
from people who are paid to kill
Start again. We're quoting films now. Go.
Don't you remember that line from
Well,
Jack Nicholson?
No, I don't.
If you think you're here to scare me, I have breakfast 500 yards away from people who are paid to kill me. So don't you come here
Love
thinking
it.
you're scared. Jack Nicholson, you know.
Jack Nicholson,
Why can't
legend.
we all just get along?
In
Independence Day. That was.
number 6 of the year, top films, and it was the second one of this whole anthology. Batman Returns.
No.
No?
I mean, no, I haven't seen it.
No.
You're both wrong. It's brilliant. You should watch it again.
Thanks a
Number
lot.
5, top film of the year, Lethal Weapon 3. I love the whole Lethal Weapon.
The whole Lethal
saga.
Weapon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Is it a 7? I don't know.
It's a boys thing, though, isn't it?
It's a boys thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
No? I think it's a
Dixon thing
bit
is really
boyish.
cool.
No. Let me tell you, it's totally boys.
Okay, I've got another film in the year that's slightly up the ladder at number 4. This was definitely a boys' thing. Basic Instinct. I watched it a few times. In fact,
A few times.
my VHS of it broke for some reason.
A few times, like a week.
Yeah. A few times an hour.
Go on.
Pause button didn't. Anyway, number 3 of the year, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
No.
With Macaulay Culkin. Rubbish.
No,
Crap. Just
no,
crap.
no.
Rubbish. Okay, good.
No.
1992, the top 2 films of the year.
He's very convinced, isn't he? No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Relax,
No.
Trude.
No.
It's a few years ago.
Done, really.
Number 2, Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard.
Listen.
I know, Whitney. Shut up about it.
I have to say, I've seen it again recently, and by accident, and
By accident.
that when I was young, and it was on in the cinema. I went to see it at the cinema, and I was absolutely in love with the film. And then you watch it again years later by accident, and go, "Why?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
rubbish.
Yeah.
It's rubbish."
The
It's
thing
like
about
people.
musicals, though, isn't it? You have to wait for it. I can't understand actors in musicals.
Yeah.
You have to wait for her to sing the whole line before you open your mouth.
Yeah.
So you're there looking at her, and she goes, "And I."
Yeah.
And
There
you
you
think
go.
she's going to stop now. Okay, now I'm going to talk, and she comes back. And I.
Exactly. I've always wondered, like, if you tried to live your life like a musical and just burst into song every time.
No.
Or also, I thought
Don't
of a good
you do
idea.
that?
You could have your own signature tune. So as you arrived at work, you could play your signature tune.
Don't you do that? I actually do that. And
You
my
have a
friends,
signature tune.
All I want is a room somewhere for... And I do this all the time.
That just makes people think you're crazy.
Yes, and I am.
Number one.
I'd leave like Elvis. Joe has left the building.
Yeah. Number one film of the year in 1992. It was an animation. It was Aladdin.
No.
No?
Yeah, well, yes.
Have you seen it, Joe? I haven't.
But
I
I
haven't
have
seen it.
kids.
No,
and they
yes, I
love
have.
to
Yes, I
watch
have.
it, you see?
There's a joke about this film and Michael Jackson, but I can't say it on the radio, so we'll
No,
skip
you
that.
can't.
And that, ladies and
How
gentlemen,
fantastic.
was the top 10 films of 1992.
Hey!
Woo! Exciting stuff. Let's play some music. It's 8 o'clock. We have got for you a fantastic song from the year 1992 up next here on One.
Malta's pride on the FM dial. 92.7 FM. One Radio.
So you could probably long, come on. So you can actually question the lyrics in this song. Let's not, because as soon as you do, it becomes quite a dodgy song.
Yeah, but listen, let me tell you, it's a nice, cheerful song, so he can say whatever he wants, really,
Exactly.
can't he? He's
That's
saying
the
it in
whole
a
idea
nice
behind
way.
that song, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And also, you know, there's some kind of right. If you are a musician, you have a right to express yourself artistically however you want.
Wow.
I know. So
And you
anyway,
can't- I think it represents their mood as well.
The
you can't
mood,
be
yeah.
fighting with someone. I hate you. Hold on. La 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 la.
Yeah.
And I think you're.
Yep,
Go
yep.
away. Leave me alone. La, la, la,
Exactly.
la, la, la,
And
la,
if
la,
you
la, la.
cry out. Anyway, 9 minutes past 8. Good evening. It's the 7 o'clock show with me, Paul.
Me, Trudy.
And Joe's here as well. Hello,
Hurrah!
mate.
Hello again. and
So we're
again,
talking
and-
1992 as well. We're here only for another 6 minutes, so we've got to really
That's
fly
it?
forward.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
know. Time flies when you're having fun.
Too right.
And we're also going to do the results of Paul or Trudy very shortly.
Okay, just a quick one other thing I picked up on Wikipedia, bless Wikipedia, is that you are very involved in campaigning for children's rights against child abuse here in Malta. Now, is this something in the past? Is this something that you're involved with now? How and why?
I think it is something I will die doing, probably.
Okay.
I don't see why I should stop, and I don't see why everybody's not in it.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I think we have media to use well,
okay.
Yeah.
because that's what radio is all about. Radio and TV. You use it well.
This
use
is
it for the benefit of others when you can. And
For sure.
I think this is a brilliant cause.
a cause that's obviously very dear to your heart.
Yes, very,
And how
very.
long have you been involved?
Again, I think I've been involved since 1991 when we
Wow.
lost a child
Right.
to child abuse, and I thought I'd do something about it.
Good for you.
Awareness campaign. This child was killed by his father, and I found out about it too late. And
Right.
I swore I'd, at least have a campaign going about it.
So that's fantastic.
You mention it on your show, of course, every day. Just briefly, because we don't want to go too heavy into it now, because that's your thing,
I know,
really.
right.
But briefly, if people want to get involved, is there a website? Is there something they can do?
Well, you can get involved with 179 on a voluntary basis, and there's also a couple of websites and chat.
Pages. What do they
Pages.
search for to find that? Find
You know,
179.
for kids who are suffering from bullying, cyber bullying, and whatever, and there are sites on purpose
Yeah.
for people listening to you. I mean, chatting with you.
So you can go
illustrate.
online if it's something that affects your life. Go online and look that up. Or of course you can listen to Joe's show where he has a lot more information about that kind of thing as well. On mornings here on 11 minutes past 20. We're running out of time.
Okay.
Let's do false or true.
Do you want to
results.
know what the
Yeah,
result is?
Tell me.
Here's the question. I'm going to run it past you once more.
I'm excited
The question
again.
is, or the statement is, Joe Tanti has a double-barreled surname and only uses the first part of his surname.
Genius.
The surname is Joe Tanti Top Lady. Is that false or Trudy?
I'm going false today. I normally go Trudy, whatever it is, but I'm going false because I hope it is false, because otherwise I've insulted you several times tonight, Joe.
You're saying false on the basis of the corner of my mouth, apparently.
That's right, your tell.
Okay, let me tell you. Joe does have a double-barreled surname.
Right, okay.
But thank goodness it's not Joe Tanti Top Lady.
Tanti Top Lady.
Joe, what's your double-barreled surname?
Well, it's not mine. It's the family's, but my father disowned it, and it's true. Originally, my grandfather and his father was Joe Tanti Enriquez, but my father didn't want the Enriquez. It was this Enriquez.
Right.
And he just stopped it.
Is it still on your birth certificate?
No.
Right, okay.
My father disowned it totally, and he said, it does make sense. We don't need it. And
we don't need it.
I wouldn't use that on radio. And
I've got a question for you, though. Last question of the night, if you like.
Go on.
Are you now going to change your name to Tanti Top Lady?
Can I call you Tanti Top Lady from now on?
Well,
a little special something between us.
All right, listen, I've got to play some music. We've been playing 1992 stuff all night. Joe, you said that your partner loves all the la 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 long, but you're the rock guy in the house, and so
she's an R&B and 90s fan, not rock, but she's into Aerosmith a lot.
Aerosmith's not rock; that's soft guitar rock. But from the year 1992, this one's for you, Joe. It's our last song of the night. So good night, ladies and gents. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming on board,
Thank you
Joe.
very
How lovely
much.
to have you.
Thank you very much.
And we will be back, Trudy and I, tomorrow on Friday at 7 o'clock for TFI Friday, but we leave you with Nirvana. I know, and Smells Like Teen Spirit tune. Is Isaiah Statsu's up next. Stay tuned.